What's going on, guys? So today I've got this new motorcycle CarPlay from One Von. So I purchased this on Amazon because I actually wanted to use the Apple CarPlay or motorcycle play, or whatever you want to call it. And this will allow me to mirror my phone, kind of like Apple CarPlay. And I plan on putting it right here, and I think that's going to look awesome. Now, the first things first, I needed to remove and find out how this 5 volt 2 amp socket is run from the motorbike. And I found out that you actually have to remove the whole handlebar kind of assembly. So first of all, you undo the 2 top bolts, which are the 2 long ones. And these are torqued down because obviously it's got to hold the handlebar, and the 2 short ones come off, which then allows you to lift this up. Now you can't pull it up because the actual screen is connected to it, but it gives you access to this wire. Now this here is the 12 volt wire that runs into this the USB charger socket. Now I'm going to actually modify this as well to run the quad lock in here, so then it's kind of protected from the elements, because right now it's plugged on the outside. So I'm going to splice into this, which will run that screen, as well as hide this cable away for the quad lock. So let's get started. So before mounting anything, this actually comes with a USB, so I can technically plug that into that USB and it will work, but I'm going to hardwire it. So I don't know why, but the Chinese bike tend to use green and white. Most automotive and also motorbikes use black and red. So this is negative and this is positive, and this will run into the screen like here. So I'm going to cut all this excess wire off because I don't need it this long, and I'm going to wire up this USB on the inside of it, which I had lying around, and run this together. So then this will power both the 12 volt stuff for both the quad lock as well as the screen once the bike turns on. So I'm going to splice into this, connect these two up, connect it to a waterproof connector, and let's get started. Now, if you don't know what you're doing, it actually is pretty easy, but you can hire an automotive electrician to do it for you, or an auto electrician, and they'll do exactly what I'm doing here for you, but probably do it neater and way more professional. But basically, I want to splice these two together, connect them up to a waterproof connector, and then connect it into the actual system. But first of all, let's take this off and find the actual length I need, because it does not need to be this ridiculously long. So I've cut the excess off. I assumed that I was going to use 30 centimeters. I can still have a bit of length to play with, as well as some to connect up, and it gives me this. Now you can use wire strippers or wire cutters, whatever works for you. Throw away all this excess so I can put it straight into the bin, and this will connect up to here. But yeah, wire strippers make this job a lot easier. But yeah, so just strip the wire back. Red is positive, black is negative. And these two will connect together. Like so. Job's actually pretty easy, as long as you have the tools to do so. Alright, so I'm going to use these waterproof connectors. This is a 2-prong one, so this will go together like this, and it will crimp them together using these. So there's other videos that show you how to do this, so I'm not going to show you how to do this, but have a look online. There's plenty of these Deutsch plug connectors that you can use. This kit here you can buy off Amazon for like 50 bucks. It is ridiculously cheap and very easy to use. So let's get this done. Alright, so that's done. Look at that. Bit nice and OEM look. So this will power the quad lock. This goes back into the waterproof connector that I'm going to connect up on the bike, and this will go into the screen like so. and have a waterproof, well, water resistant to waterproof setting or rating. But yes, now we just need to get a wire, solder it into that one, but I will make another connector that goes into this. Okay, so to remove this part, and I can already see that this is not a good install. Look at this. They didn't even run the wire through the rubber grommet. Yeah, right. That's not good. Anyways, so this here, you push down on this pin and it clicks and you can disconnect it. So I'm going to measure this up to figure out what's positive and negative, and we'll go from there. Okay, so from memory, for some reason, I'm pretty sure the green was positive, and the white might have been negative, but we need the key to the bike to check this. Also, these convert the key and it looks awesome. Okay, bike turns on. Now, obviously, you got to measure from the actual pin, not from where I disconnected. So here, so let's test it. Yeah, so green is definitely going to be positive. So this is connected to the green. There you go. Ah, wait a minute. It's the opposite way around. I feel like the black here is it's positive. Yeah, right. So this is so silly. The black is positive and the green is negative. That's so weird that Chinese do that. And yeah, so just remember that the black on this bike is actually positive and the green wire is negative. To make it easy on myself, I'm going to remove this USB socket. You actually could replace this USB socket with a normal cigarette lighter socket if you wanted to. You can purchase them basically at any auto car parts store to replace. And you just basically unscrew this plastic ring which holds it in place. But what I'm going to do is solder it on this table, making my life easier. I might even try and fix this because I'm not too happy about that. Alright, first things first, I took this pin out using the special tools that come with the kit, and now that's done properly, so then water won't get water ingress into this. But yeah, something Benda should really look into is that's not appropriate, because if that shorts, that will short out the whole entire bike. Anyways, let's solder this together and let's get started with that bit. Okay, so I'm going to splice into these, remembering that for some stupid reason, black is actually positive and green is negative. But yeah, just having to remember that. So green here is negative and that there is positive. So, easy way is to splice into it, cut it off, exposing your wire, and then obviously electrical tape to cover it up. Like so. Okay. This here, so black is positive and green is negative. Man, that's so trippy. It's like learning a whole new language. Alright, let's do this again. Black is positive, confusing as hell, and this is negative. And to make sure that this doesn't come off, we'll solder it together. Alright, to give it the factory look, I'm using some electrical tape to make it look way more factory and stock, and also look good and nice and neat. Ta-da! So this is how it's going to work. Hopefully you guys are following along. Alright. Perfect. Now, all you got to do is plug this back in, which gives you a double connector. But first, make sure you run it through. And probably take the ring off before doing all this stuff, because it makes it a lot harder later. So, first, make sure this ring is off when you do all the soldering, but when you put it back in, run it through and put the cable through it like so, and ta-da! And now you just have to run the threads through it and it will nicely tighten up against the plastic, just like OEM. Now I'm going to push this through because I want it real tight. And that looks like there's a wire underneath it. There you go. Perfect. Okay, beautiful. Now, let's plug this in. And before we plug anything else in, we make sure that the stock USB still works. And make sure we put this in the right way, like so. Alright, I'm going to test now if it still works. Well, easiest way is to test, plug this in here and put my phone up to it, and it should charge. There's no indicator on this that tells me that it's on. Oh, handlebar's not connected properly. Beauty, it's charging, it's loading, and it's on. Perfect. So I'm just going to quickly measure and make sure this is correct, that the voltage on them is correct. The last thing I want to do is blow fuses. So from here I can see red is on this side, which is number 1, number 2 is positive. So red, beautiful, 13.6 volts, and that's what we want. Now let's connect it up. Okay, since we're not using the factory USB anymore, that's going to be internal. I'm going to need to gnaw this up and cable tie this together, but this will connect into here, which therefore this, which is the plug we've just made, and let's connect this up. Actually, let's turn the bike off and let's connect this up. Nicely done. And this should be able to connect into here, like so. And let's do a test. Turn the bike on, and let's have a look. Beautiful. Power's on. This is powered on, and voila. So this will sit here, and I think it's going to look absolutely fantastic. So let's button all this up, neaten it all up, and then I'll hardwire this back in properly. But so far, this is going to look good. So good old cable ties to neaten up all the excess cable. I did leave a little bit of excess cable just to have some form of room to play with, but nothing a little cable tie can't fix to make it look neater, like so. And that will all go in here nice and neatly and protected. So now the only wire that's going to run out is this one, which will run for the GPS. Alright, I've just put one Allen bolt back in, just to help hold the handlebar because it's a bit fiddly when the handlebar keeps moving up and down. And we just got to make sure all the wires are in and nothing's kinked, and put this back so the handlebar is in the middle. Lucky I already put these in, which is the bar to tell me where I wanted the extra screen. Put the bolts back in. Now I'm going to tighten up with the Allen key, and then I'm going to get my torque screw out and hopefully find online what the torque specs are. If not, I will contact Benda and confirm what the torque specs are. Now, for the life of me, I can't find online any information on what the torque specs are, so I've tightened them up extremely tight as I possibly could do it. But if someone does know what the torque specs are, I would love it if you can comment below, because I would like to talk them down to proper specs. Anyways, so this is the holder that comes with the GPS, which comes with a protective rubber, which is too small. So this rubber is too small. It does come with another one, which is a bit thicker. So let's see. Do that. Do that. Perfect. I love it how things just come together nicely. Tighten down the Allen key and the bolt. Okay, so make sure this is in the middle before I do anything else. All right, turn the bike on. Come on, yes, voila, that looks really cool. So now we're gonna have CarPlay, or bike play, whatever you want to call it, on my bike. So no longer having to connect my phone and put it here all the time. This will look nice and neat. All right, what do you reckon? I gotta tend to my beautiful daughter, but if you like it, let me know what you think. It looks like a nice display, nice and clean install. So yeah, super easy to do. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.